You might need to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
in the
check,
shot.
huh?
I did check. He in the shot. I mean, I'll check again. Hold that. Gonna pass it around. Pass it around. Pass it to the left. Never pass it to the right. Yeah, Fuck it. Like Sean Price said, pass the Dutch upon the left hand side.
Alright, so we don't need the speaker on then.
Nah, you turn the speaker on.
Let them get that charge.
That they
You know what
do.
I'm saying? I mean,
What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Universal, aka Wax Groove TV. Brokest podcast, you know. I am here with my usual den of thieves. I got the homie to the left.
step out You know I don't play. You know I was born in May. You know I hope you have a wonderful day. You know I hope you okay.
Bars.
Oh yay.
And to the right, we got the one and only.
Mr. DCYOP, CT's own best fashion designer. Yeah, I'm claiming that. Holla at your boy.
Kinetti way.
So this DCYOP got a bunch of flavors out for the fall winter. You see the shirt he got on. You see the hat we got on. Make sure y'all check him out at Direction CYOP Garments on Instagram. Same thing on Twitter, right?
Well, on Twitter is at Direction CYOP. And if you guys want to check out my website, it's www. Damn, was that too many W's? www.directioncyop.com. And I got what you want. I got what you need.
Yeah, that's how you know he an old head. He said www. Anybody? Yo, anybody else in this is like, man, directioncyop.com. He said the www.
Make sure I get you to the right place, baby.
So it's been a while since we recorded last. Due to some, unforeseen circumstances. It is what it is.
Maybe even an hour.
True. But so much music has dropped since then. So much culture, so much art. We were kind of talking off camera. I just want to dive right into it. But we was talking about Flea Lord and just the number of projects he dropped. And I remember we talked about this on a previous podcast where he was talking about artists dropping multiple times a year and, whether or not that's too much. Mm-hmm. And I think Flea finally, we love you, Flea, but it's too much.
Yeah. Yeah, Flea. And it's not. It ain't even like, bro. You dropping all these projects, and you dropping it. You got at least like 12 tracks on these joints, and or better. So it's like, bruh, really, Flea? You like literally dropping like every freaking 20 days, man. You gotta, pump the brakes a little bit. Pump the brakes. But we respect the art. And we respect the way you trying to hold the family down. But god damn, baby. What you going for? The most projects made in a year? Or you trying to be a top tier MC? I bet you would rather be a top tier MC for longevity instead of being one of these artists that drop so many projects in 1 year consistently. Like, come on, bro. Gotta weigh your options now.
My biggest issue with that is though, it's you don't get enough time to enjoy one project from the next.
Exactly.
Like, don't get me wrong, Rock America 2 is fire.
But that's music in general now, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Music, that shit moving.
It is clicking. That shit is moving. But damn,
within hours, something is old already, bruh.
But to the point where you put out a project 1 week and then 3 weeks later, it's like you still trying to take it in, but you already got to prepare yourself for the next one.
I
feel
mean,
like that's
originally how I naturally took, take in music or whatever. But back to my man Flea Lord, it's alright, Flea, man. Do your thing, man.
We not saying Flea not nice. Flea nice.
Nah, I know, but he want to drop that many joints. He might have just as many joints in his bag still. You feel me? He know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? He knows his markets. He's trying. I feel like he's trying to broaden that too. So he's trying out different things. He's going different places. And I see that. Flea Lord, I see that. I ain't listening to all the joints. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I might have skimmed them. and you pick and choose which projects you really mess with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me ask you this though. In a single year, can you think of any other region or place in the country that's put out as many projects as upstate New York?
No.
Because upstate New York, yo,
It's never happened. No.
they put out wild projects.
Maybe Detroit. Them Detroit boys coming out, yo. They and they got a lot of sound, you know, that you know, I don't know if you want to call it that lean talk, whatnot. I don't know, but it's definitely, you know, on that type of channel or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Drill music type of wave.
More so, but it's got the, you know, Michigan, Detroit, Flint / type way of it. Like, they got their own way. It's their own sound. It's these like upbeat type beats, and they kind of offbeat almost. And yo, but that shit hard, yo. You know, I mess with it. You know, that's the new type of music I've been listening to and getting into. You know what I'm saying? And I would say it's an equivalent to them upstate Buffalo dudes right now, or upstate New York dudes, because they out of Rochester and all that too.
Right. Yeah, that's why I said upstate, because it ain't just Buffalo. Them dudes is moving and shaking up there.
Yeah.
What you think? Anybody else?
Nah, well, I mean, I can't even like combat what Mr. Esteban just said, because when it comes to that style of rap, that's not a go-to for me. Like, I really can't get into it. No disrespect. So that's not really something I would be checking for. Yeah, and it's like that wouldn't be something I would be checking for to actually even make that comparison. You know what I'm saying? Because all right, so it'd be like, now I could compare this. I could compare, you know, the upstate New York entities to somebody like Currency, because Currency dropped multiple projects. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I thought he dropped too much, but
my guy,
Fleet got him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like if you got shit on Currency, like, you doing too much.
Currency.
That's true. That's true. I can say that.
Speaking of which, Currency's latest project is amazing too. I got a track in there I love.
Which one?
What's the name of the track? Vintage Age with Larry June.
Oh, definitely.
Fire.
Because Outrunners came out.
Yeah, it was the one after Outrunners. Outrunners was amazing.
The cut came right back.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Within like maybe a month.
Yeah, he did his thing on both of them. So much good music.
Yeah, that's
Willie the Kid, Capital Gains.
And I tell y'all, I was waiting on
oh my God, I've been.
And I think he about to drop some more with D-Don.
Yeah, I think it's Deutschmarks too.
Yeah.
That comes out the 27th. There's a couple projects dropping the 27th. There's that. Shay Noir's dropping the project. 38 Special.
Yeah. 38 Special is dropping 2 projects next month.
Yep. What's the name? Static Selector's dropping.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good music. What's the name was supposed to drop an album too? I thought Method Man was supposed to drop an album with Prodigy.
When was that supposed to come out?
I remember hearing about it back in September. I don't know if it ever materialized or if it's gonna drop or not, but that'd be dope. I feel like, I don't know, it's a crazy amount of music that came out this year though.
Yeah, and the amount of music that came out this year, it kind of like throws you, you know, for a loop when it comes to like what we were speaking about earlier, as far as like who has the best album of the year per se. And we was talking about that like 2-3 months ago. But it's to the point where now it's like so much music has come out since we had that last conversation. Right. It's like, damn, I might have forgot about a project that should have been, you know, album of the year.
Yeah, Kyle's project is still in there for me.
Yeah.
So many projects that came out.
So much stuff. You know what's crazy? You think about this. Just think about like 2-3 years from now.
This was like the fastest, slowest year.
It is.
Yeah, crazy.
Like, just imagine, like, this shit is like literally gonna be called like the pandemic era of hip hop. Like, just the amount. It's crazy that.
Yeah.
Now, do you think we would have still gotten all this quality music or been able to absorb as much as we could have if it wasn't for this pandemic?
No.
Do you think it's saved in like a lot of projects?
Yes. All right, I'm gonna touch on this real quick. I feel like this pandemic musically was like a gift and a curse for a lot of these artists. And I'm gonna break this down. Now, for quite some time, you know, we were like stuck. We were like stuck in this bubble of like this watered down as, you know, bubblegum lollipop style, you know, of rap or MCs. And since this pandemic, you know, put us in a place where everybody is locked down and you're able to like sit back and consume and take in all this music. Don't nobody want to hear that shit sitting in their house. What you look like listening to this lollipop rap talking about a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like how can you catch a vibe to that in your house when you trying to like relax and your kids just running around and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Making wild, like you ain't trying to hear that in the crib.
Chopping wood in the backyard.
Yeah, like come on now. Like ain't nobody in the clubs no more. Ain't nobody in no lounges or nothing no more. Don't nobody want to hear that. You know, now we can get back to the real MCs where you're actually sitting down, you taking the time to take in what they're actually saying. All right, so that's why, you know, I feel like this this pandemic opened up like a lane for like a lot of these underground quote unquote MCs that aren't mainstream, that you don't hear a lot per se on the radio. Now, you know, when they're throwing out their content on Instagram or any social media platform, you could take the time to actually check out somebody you may not have heard of before, or somebody that you wanted to check out in the past and you just couldn't get around to it because your mind and your ear was clouded with all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how I feel. But then, hold on, excuse me real quick. But then there's a lot of artists, too, that I feel like that didn't, you know, take this pandemic. They didn't use it wise. Yeah, and not to say that we're out of it, because we're definitely still in it. There's still time, but like a lot of y'all dropped the ball, and I feel like a lot of y'all, you know, top tier MCs dropped the ball. I don't know if you felt like, you know, you was too big, you know, to just throw anything out, or you just, I don't know, you just got comfortable just going to studio sessions and somebody else pretty much doing the majority of the work for you. But it's those other dudes like, you know, Mr. Ultimate Hustler himself, Mr. Jim Jones. He said, "F it, well, since I can't go to a studio, I'm gonna create my own studio." So he created Quarantine Studios. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, you could look at this, you know, this current state of, you know, of the world as like a gift and a curse. Because if it wasn't for the pandemic, Mr. Jones wouldn't have come up with Quarantine Studios. What y'all think?
I mean, I agree. I mean, he sees the opportunity, and I respect Jim for that a lot. And there's a lot of artists who did drop the ball in terms of not capitalizing on their audience or being more engaging with their audience. 'Cause you think about, there's a lot of artists too who took the time to really engage. It's like they ain't got shit to do, so you know, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on their lives, they're answering questions, they're, you know, responding to comments, as you know, because most of the time they're not going to sit there and take the time to do it. So it definitely made things a little more connected.
Yeah, you know, same, you know. Jim always been that type of dude to, you know, capitalize off any of these, like, type of ordeals that may happen within the rap game.
His weatherman segment is hilarious.
Yeah, he be tapping it. You see the last one?
With the shoe, with the thing over the shoe?
Uh-huh.
Shoe cover?
You know, his little rain jacket. I respect it. You know, I've always respected Jim. You know what I'm saying? He's you know, I like how he even came up. You know what I'm saying? Came up through a hype man and all that. And yeah, man. But yeah, you know, Jones say. I don't know, man.
So let's jump into some projects, man. This new Rock Marciano. Mount Marcy, Art That Kills. So
I mean, I ain't really.
I mean, this. I guess we don't have to be like in depth, but I guess more of a reaction to it. You know what I mean? From what you heard, when you heard, how you could hear it.
I definitely like.
I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough time with it. Cause I didn't have enough time with it. Because everybody know how Rock does. You know, he pretty much puts everything up on his own personal website. But you know, we had
That's hella genius, though.
it is, but we had the opportunity of listening to it. You know, for a few hours via another alternate way of
the bandwidth.
Yeah, we're not gonna touch on it at the moment, but from everything that I heard, I mean, I loved, and it was like we were waiting for a new Rock Marcy project, anyways, and you know what, that type of anticipation, I still love, and it was huge because it's like, okay, we actually waited for Rock's project, and then when we finally heard it, you know, the link, the day that it came out, all three of us were equally as excited. Now, if he would have dropped like 10 freaking projects this year, like, you know, other entities, the anticipation may not have been so warranted. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all.
No, you're right. You're
absolutely right. So now that I don't have access to the actual link anymore, I'm back to fiending because I need to actually
it's a little sad.
some more.
Messed me up, man. You know? And it always brings me back to his old projects, you know, and I don't be like wanting to compare, but this one different, but it's still got, you know, a lot of similarities to the other joints, you know, with a little more futuristic type of feel to it in the same sense. I'm always interested on how he names his joints though, and I like that, like, you know what I'm saying, like Mount Marcy, like, I don't know how y'all feel about that, like. Because I've always liked the way he named, like the last joint, Marcialago. Oh, my bad.
Alright, keep going.
Yeah, you know, I've always been, you know, intrigued on how he names his titles and or whatnot, you know.
So you know how he came up, how he got the name?
I do not. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying, but.
So Mount Marcy is the highest point in the state of New York.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So obviously that plays into the Rock Marcy thing, and then the arrogance behind it. So
can I get that back real quick?
And hold on. So Marcialago. Marcialago. I mean, you know what that's from, right? The Marcialago. That's an actual car.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a Lambo.
Yes, and he's, you know, Lamborghini dreams, Nissan nightmares, and that obviously ties in. So he's very good at tying his name in to whatever he's doing.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? That meant that, which now I want to listen to it again because now I'm going to get some whole different type of enlightenment, you know what I'm saying, from the album itself, you know what I'm saying, because now I'm looking at it at a whole different perspective. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this the highest point, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Boom.
That's a play
which
on that.
Now, looking at the video that just came out, it's got that, like, almost cinematic type feel in the scenes and whatnot, almost like an inner chi. That's what I get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you back at your point, you at your highest point type ordeal. Like, yeah, man. Oh man, like.
And that's the thing for me. All right, so Mount Marcy, highest point in the state of New York. So you know what I mean? If you like a player, just thinking about it metaphorically, is he the highest point in hip hop? You know what I mean? Or when it comes to his pen game, that's how I looked at it. To me, you know, Rock is one of those dudes, like, you know what you're going to get. You know what to expect from him. But he still manages to push the envelope in his own pocket, in his own lane. Like, how do you perfect something but then continue to get better at it? You know what I mean? Like, I thought just, okay, you take a sample, loop it, you got it.
That's how you could tell he's compassionate about what he does.
And he's taking his
You know what I'm saying?
time. Nothing's
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for the track list right now.
But yeah, that's all compassion and love, yeah, and patience, like he said.
But it's just crazy to think that someone, and he's not young, you know what I mean? He in his 40s, so
Yeah.
The fact that you constantly improving, even in your 40s like that, is amazing to me. And that's why I said before, I honestly feel like Home is, definitely one of like the most influential artists
Yeah.
over the last decade because he's pushed the envelope and he's the reason we got dudes like Griseldas and the Fleet Lords and Willie the Kids and everybody else because he's stayed original to what he does.
Yeah, that I got the track list. I got the track list up right now. His new Mount Marcy project got 16 bangers on it. All right. Some of the key features he got on there. He got Schoolboy Q on the joint. He got Action, my man Action. Action's last project was fire. We spoke about that earlier.
They just put out a video too. Action Man and Hologram.
I gotta watch it.
He got my man Stove God Cooks on that joint.
I knew.
Yeah.
I knew.
You
Soon
know,
as I
you know,
saw
you know,
that,
you know,
I was like, yo,
you know, you know what I'm saying. You know, soon as I heard that Stove God on that joint, he got Cool Keith on that joint. He got Trey Truce on there, and it's pretty much a solid Rock Marcy project. And I feel like his albums, man, them shits be like so like cinematic, man. It's like every song is like, okay, it's like taking you to like a new like realm, like a new like chapter, and everything pretty much just flows. Yeah, it's so nuts, man. It's nuts.
It is very cinematic, very blaxploitation feeling coming up until the 80s. I mean, he does a good job at that. Honestly, I said it before. I think he'd do great at scoring movies.
Absolutely.
Like, he should be hired for that.
You know what? And to tell you the truth, and this is no hate. This is no hate. We all know how like RZA did. He did a phenomenal job like on those Kill Bill shits. But yo, you give Rock Marcy something like that. Yo, this ain't no hate to you, Riz, but that shit gonna be different.
It's gonna be different. Think about it though.
It's gonna be different, bro.
Look at who Riz is.
It's gonna be different.
A lot of his albums could easily play in the backgrounds of
Hell
a
yeah.
movie.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? If
But look
Chop
who Riz is
did-
linked up with though. Quentin
I'm saying?
Tarantino. They're both, and I'm not saying it to be rude. They're both weirdos. You know what I mean? So it works. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We're going
Yeah.
Bro, it's the Brokest podcast.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
that.
We gotta.
You know what I'm
We gotta
saying?
do what we gotta do. We take donations.
But we gotta stay together. You know what I'm saying?
We take donations. Cash App, PayPal,
You understand?
straight cash, food stamps.
You know, it's a
shout out to
cycle.
Rock, yo. Shout out to Rock.
Definitely shout out to Rock.
So Benny's new project.
Yeah.
Love it, hate it.
I ain't really delving into it too deep either. Like I went through it real quick, and it had I don't want to say like a touch of some commercialization to it or whatnot, but
Okay. It did. I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna pull that up real quick.
It was definitely a little off of what I was expecting it to be, but
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Solid.
It was a solid project. It wasn't whack by any means.
It wasn't whack. Nah, definitely.
Warpaint, Conway spazzed on that verse. Conway spazzed. That's easily one of the illest verses on the project. But my biggest thing was I felt like it just sounded dated. Like I don't think Hit Boy's production works for Benny.
Me either.
Like I felt like it was dope for that Nas project. That felt it was refreshing. It was fun. But when I listened to this Benny over Hit Boy, I feel like this is something that came out in 04, 05. You know what I mean? It just sounds really dated. That was my biggest issue with it.
Honestly, the first time I heard it, I listened to it over I listened to it on my mic check 1 2 1 2. Technical difficulties are over. So like I was saying, the first time the name of the album is actually Burden of Proof. So the first time I actually listened to Benny's latest project, I listened to it on my cell phone over some trash headphones, and I wasn't that into it. But then I took the project home and I listened to it. I blessed it over a better sound system that I have at home, and I thought it was hard body. like Wax just said though, I didn't feel like production wise it was current for these times and the actual style of MC that Benny is, and that could just be me being more comfortable with him normally linking up with other producers that got a more deeper, grimier sound of production than Hit Boy. And nothing against Hit Boy either, because like Wax said, Hit Boy smashed Nas's album, but he has some key features on that joint as well. Like I'm looking at the track list now. Some of the usual suspects. He got Ross on that joint. He got Freddie Gibbs on that joint. He got Lil Wayne and Big Sean on this album. Let me tell you something about that Lil Wayne and Big Sean. Timeless. The name of the song is called Timeless. Stop playing with Big Sean. Stop playing with Big Sean. I know Big Sean is not like everybody's like cup of tea when it comes to like that might be. He's not like your style of like favorite artist, but the boy got bars. And to tell you the truth, I think he had the best verse on that song.
For me, you know what my issue is with Big Sean? He's a style of monotone that I hate.
And that's what I'm saying, and I gotta respect your opinion pertaining to Big Sean. But I always had wild love for Big Sean.
That's not taken away from his pen game now.
Yeah, because my guy is nice. He's not. He's just like real. He's way more laid back than freaking Nas, B.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But lyrically, he's nice. But moving right along, Don Kennedy's on the joint. Queen Naja's on that joint as well. My favorite song on the album is actually Famous, and I'm just biased, but Famous, he's
War Paint for me.
Famous, he's pretty much, talking about everything that he's achieved. He has achieved up to this point, but at the end of the day, he still doesn't feel famous. It's all like a blur to him at this point. But he's just living in the moment, but not really feeling like he's that guy. Even though he keeps hearing,
he's just there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but yeah, it's definitely a solid album. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, make sure you go ahead and do that. I'm taking up all the mic time.
Nah, you good. I'm just trying to think of what else we could touch on, because like I said, there's been so much. I guess just a quick honorable mention, because I don't know if everybody listened to this. Crime Apple had dropped a project called "If I Don't See You in Paradise." He's another dope lyricist. People kind of.
I didn't hear that project.
Yeah, this project's fire. He got a track on here called Ocean. I gotta let you hear some of the stuff on here, because he got some fire on there. Hus Kingpin's latest project is fire. So Westside Gunn's latest project, Who Made the Sunshine? What'd you guys think of that?
Man, I liked it.
I thought it was.
Who want it?
Go ahead. I just bodied it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, man. Who Made the Sunshine? I like that, man. And I'm gonna be honest, it made me like Wes even more. And just like we had just watched that little side joint with him and Busta Rhymes.
The energy of that video is amazing.
Yes, man.
Did you watch
I feel the exact same way, man. Like, ain't no way you gonna try to like retire on us or anything of that nature. Like,
and it's so funny because you see how Busta like sitting there holding his hands
the whole time. So that kind of like, I was busy when I was trying to watch it, and that kind of like threw me off, because it felt like a wedding.
It was a real high energy, intense moment, and I didn't know where it was about to go.
That's what I'm saying.
Busta Rhymes is real, like,
I didn't finish it.
He was, but like mystical in the moment with his shit. Like, he's, flip mode. Like he's like the way he just come off. I don't know where he was gonna bring that. Like you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Bus. He did an interview on Drink Champs. I caught pieces of it. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing yet.
Oh, it's a great interview.
I love what he said about Old Dirty Bastard. Though.
But yeah. Back to but Who Made the Sunshine? I just like off rip. I like how it just starts.
Yeah.
The message behind that. I've listened to that over and over and over again, cause I know that definitely goes over people's heads. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of sets the tone for the whole album for me.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And then it goes right into the next track with his family, and I wasn't too. The track with Black Thought was nice, but it's not one of my like favorite joints. Like I'm pretty sure it is for everybody else. I like my favorite joint probably is Frank Murphy on that joint. I like the length of it. I've always liked tracks that got like length on them. With mad people.
With Stove God in that joint?
Oh, yeah, Stoves. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I like the whole joint. And my guy Dizza's on there. Like, yeah, I like this track. It's got a lot of, like, it came in a different angle of art because he brought, like, some old school. He got Slick on there.
Can I throw some hate in real quick?
Go ahead.
Pass me the mic, please. I knew you was about to go there with it.
Yo, Slick Rick got busy on that verse though. I'm sorry.
Stop it, man.
You wasn't feeling Slick?
Listen, man.
For a 60-plus-year-old man rapping, I was like, okay.
Listen, man.
That shit was smooth.
Let me tell you.
Keisha Plum track is fire too. That.
Let me tell y'all something, man.
And I liked Armani on this joint too, man. Like he, you know what it is. Let me get that back real quick.
West is a curator.
Okay,
West is a curator.
He is, but let me get this. Let me get this out real quick though.
Real quick. Let me just get.
Slick, you was not needed on this album.
Let me tell y'all something about West. If I'm not mistaken, he's a Leo. And he spreads the vitality, you know what I'm saying, that gives people that extra oomph, which brings out an extra oomph in a lot of people. Like,
but Slick Rick was not needed on this album.
but he brought out the oomph for him to even say something, dude. Like,
I mean, I guess you think about it.
Yeah,
That's straight bragging
like,
rights, though.
I want Slick Rick
It-
off this
that-
album.
yo,
He
damn.
released the album.
Listen, man.
Oh, shit.
I like what he did with this, man. You know what I'm
did Slick
saying?
Rick a favor. I'm not into favors.
And he's definitely not going to be retiring. You know?
You know what? Go ahead.
So let's switch it up.
Because I'm about to get upset.
Since we mentioned Busta Rhymes, right? Since we mentioned Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes. First of all, I got to rant on this one for a second.
Go ahead. Do you?
Let me make sure I got some enough time. Hold that for me real quick, because I want to go in real quick.
Yeah, man. So, you know,
I got about 5-10 minutes.
I was about to say,
Let me go on real quick. Busta Mother and Rhymes. I can't curse because we on YouTube. We too poor for all the digital streaming platforms. That man is dangerous.
He is.
First of all, I didn't expect to get a project from him anytime soon. He was a legend. He had his legend status. You knew he could spit. You left it at that. But this project was a statement. My man got on that mic and spazzed. So, first Extinction Level event, that's the type of energy we got from Bus. Just in a groaner form. Grown man rap. His imagination, still bananas. Wordplay, still bananas. Energy, still bananas. And he did the right thing. Another one. He got himself, he wasn't putting out this album without being in shape. So shouts out to you, Bus. You looking good, brother.
But I promise I'm going to get back in shape too.
But why did you do that? I feel like you literally just said, fuck out of here. Let me show you how to do this the right way. You know where I'm putting this album? Like I always tell people, right? Especially rappers. There's a blueprint when it comes to making certain albums. You know, Purple Tape, Muddy Waters. You know, those are Bibles.
Absolutely.
But this Extinction Level event, this might be one of those New Age Bibles.
I agree with that.
He spazzed.
I give it that.
You got only thing there's one track I don't like. I can't remember the name of it, but I feel like he tried to almost recreate that track with him and Janet from back in the early 2000s.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah.
That was the only track I didn't care for. But other than that, this man is a genius, and he still got it. So shouts out to you, Bus, because you definitely have one of the best projects this year. There was no hype behind it.
At all.
And like I said, I felt like this
At
shit
all.
came from nowhere. Like, oh, Busta Rhymes putting out an album?
He kinda did, because he played around. He played around with the notion via his Instagram. You know, he spoke about it a few times. You know, he threw like a couple snippets out there and stuff like that. But it wasn't no real like in your face like hype about it. He was just on some ish like, listen, I'm coming, be prepared, and he came, and it was hard. It is hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Could you imagine? I tweeted this like last week. A Busta Rhymes project executively produced by Rock.
I could imagine that, and it would be absolutely bananas. I could imagine that because Bus got that style of rap, that style of energy.
Yeah, man, let me just say this, man. I've expected this from Bus because he's a May baby. Shouts out to all the May babies, you know what I'm saying? We out here, man. You know I was born in May. You know how we play, Bus. You know what I'm saying? I see you. You know what I'm saying? I go back, way back to, you know, when the disaster strikes. You know, that's when I was first introduced to you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? We here, man, you know?
Yo, you should make some May Baby t-shirts, B. That's a hot line.
You're going to have to make a May Baby t-shirt and put out a May Baby playlist.
I ain't that. You know?
There you go. So what else we got for music? Anything y'all want to touch on? I know y'all got something y'all may want to rant about.
Yeah, there was some, hold on, give me a minute, though.
Yeah,
What about
I'm
you?
right here with it. I ain't even gonna lie. It was, you know what I listened to, Pluto and Baby Pluto, Future and Lil Uzi Vert, and I liked it. You know, 'cause I be working with my young boys. We be vibing. You know, we be listening to that. So I be listening to that, and you know, it gives you those type of vibes where you want to get hyped. You know what I'm saying? You wanna
That's the
hype
going
yourself.
out music or the cleaning music?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That type of ordeal, you know what I'm saying? Get you going, you know what I'm saying? But it's the same type of, you know, things I was expecting from them, you know. Same type of
Just content.
Beats.
Exactly. The beats, you know, I like the beats or whatnot, you know. But you know, they try to, you know, get a little unique with things, and it's just the, I guess, the linguistics about how they present it and, you know, mess with their vocals or whatnot that, you know, catches the ears of people, and they're trying to elevate that sound to, you know, new futuristic ways of doing that, and, you know, they experiment in those type of formats, and it's interesting to hear, you know what I'm saying, and definitely a little different of, you know, my shit is broad. I be listening to that, and then I be over here, you know, in the same sense, listening to Billy, things of that nature. It's just, I don't know who I am. You know?
That's why you can't just be a well-rounded individual.
I mean, yeah.
Just a well-rounded individual,
Yeah,
that's all.
you know, yeah. And this is definitely some music I could, like, work out to, things like that. I could kind of run to anything, but, you know what I'm saying? This will get you get going, you know, because it gives you those dancey vibes in a sense, you know. That's what a lot of this music does. Get you dancing, you know, ready to move.
Yeah, y'all listen to Primo Rice?
You know what I'm saying? Of course. Bruh, I put you on the Primo. How you going to just try to slide that in there like that?
You know what? I remember the name, right? So,
He's been coming out with a few projects, too.
and then I hit my nephew, shout out to Ye.
Mm-hmm.
I was like at the gym the other night, and I said, yo, I need something new to listen to. So I'm
Yeah,
saying this
man.
Primo Rice joint, the night at the Chateau.
Night at the Chateau, yeah, that's like 3 projects back or something like that.
But I liked it, thoroughly enjoyed it.
I gotta check it out then.
Oh my God! Then y'all get y'all gotta check out damn I'm about to pull it up real quick.
You know it's bad, and there's mad music that came out when you technically can't really do shit, can't go anywhere, but you still struggling to keep up with all the goddamn music that came out.
Yeah, just like my man Larry had dropped 2 with Harry. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I like their vibes just as much as I like Larry with Cardo. Cause right now, that Larry with Cardo that he had dropped, that was when I first put you on to Larry.
Yeah, Mr. Mendez.
That right there is like kind of up there at the pinnacle of his or albums, whatever you want to call them. And that Harry Fraud joint is right up there exactly with that too.
I'm still trying to.
But yeah, Primo just dropped Churches on the Move. I ain't give that a listen, but I listened to the Cross Country tape a little quickly, and Strictly for My Bitches. You know what I'm saying? But I was originally introduced back in 2018 to Orange Juice Jones. That joint right there set the tone. What? Yo.
Sound like my whole family.
Oh my, yo.
I ain't even gonna put my put it out there. Just know, if you know me, sound like my whole family.
My dude. This is, he down there in that he's not from like Baltimore, Maryland, but I think he's from where Kevin Durant is from. If not, some area around there type Maryland dude. And I'm pretty sure he gets his pimp game on from you know what I'm saying. He looks like he walks like he talks it. You know what I'm saying. And this is Primo Rice. I got introduced to Larry, you know what I'm saying, through natural YouTube, searching. Nah, dead ass. I got how I got introduced to my guy Larry June, right? I think it was around 2017 maybe when Behold the Dark Horse came out, I think. And I was on a heavy rock listen. You know what I'm saying? Something on the internet, and the thumbnail, I swear to God, the thumbnail for the video 30-day run, it looked like rock. So I'm like, what's this? Is some new rock? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, that ain't rock name. But I'm like, let me see. And that was instantaneous from the intro of the beat. Boom. I was like, ooh, what's this? And then he came on. Like, he was like this Barry White, deep sounding, nice rap nigga. Like, she couldn't find him. Yeah, and I'm like, who the hell is this? I'm like, yo. But the whole freaking, what do you want to, aesthetic of the video, what he was talking about, that shit just, I was interested. I was like, yo, I like this dude right here, man. My guy Larry June, he just had a real confident type of rap, and he was, oh shit, what that mean?
No, we're good.
He was dropping game, because he definitely be getting on his healthy tip. I see you staying organic, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yeah, I like this dude, you know what I'm saying? His raps is just straightforward, blunt, you know what I'm saying? Telling you what it is, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say he's the most lyrical, he's not.
But he drops gems.
Yes, he definitely drops gems. He gets the job done, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he does it real well and healthy. And he puts that, I guess it's a mix of his Bay Area.
Yes,
and
Lord.
He did grow up in, I guess, ATL too, so he has a little bit of a little trap. A little trap splash in there, yeah, and it works. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of his last projects I love. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Primo Rice is how I got introduced to him too, just naturally off
Just YouTube
being it went over to transfer the title, and you know how title you'll finish an album and then it'll just come into a mix. I ran into Primo off that, and it was the song Pimp God, and I was hooked off that one off rip, and that's all I'm gonna say about Primo.
Yeah, I'm gonna
get into
how I primarily find my like new artists from features. That'd be the main thing.
That too.
That's a hard feature, and it's like, all right, let me see what this be about. Yeah. All right, so what you got for us, Mr. DCYLP?
All right. Now, since the last time we all linked up together, just a few of the albums and the artists that I've been listening to. So this is in like no particular order as I'm looking at my recently playlist now. I got my guy Sheik Luch. He had dropped Beast Mode 4. And that project is hard, man. I ain't gonna lie. Sheik might be like, the least loved Locks member, but the boy, yeah, he sure does.
He put out the best albums.
He sure does. So if you guys haven't checked that out, check out that Beast Mode 4 by Sheik Luch. All right. Now Community Service dropped the album with 38 special, pretty much 38 special on the production. That album like kind of caught me off guard too, cause I wasn't real familiar with any of his work, but he got special on there. He got Shay Noah on there, obviously. They got their own little camp, and that album. That album's hard. It's called Street Justice.
That shit sounds so funny.
All right, now, this one kind of threw me off guard, and I told my constituents about this as well. This J.R. Ryder album, yo. That shit caught me off guard.
They came out around like the same time.
Yeah.
I knew that's how you was gonna say it. I caught a video he put out.
Listen.
He was spitting.
Yeah.
This JR, it's not an album. It's like I can't even really call it an EP either because it's longer than the EP. I think it got like
a little project.
Yeah, it's like a little project, and it's called I Really Can Rap 2. Because he had dropped I Really Can Rap, I think like 2 years ago. So now this is like, the second installment, and the boy tore that he tore this project up. So if y'all still checking for JR, that's definitely worth checking out. That sound like your ride.
Like who? Mine?
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans out there.
What else?
They don't want my car.
They be to put your shit on some cinder blocks.
Hey, yo, I done seen a couple of those recently.
All right, hey, and the crazy thing is, it's been so long. It won't even let me go back. I know there's other albums that I'm missing, but I know I listened to way more albums than what I just mentioned a few seconds ago, because there was a DZA project that I was listening to. I can't remember the name.
Homegrown? His latest project?
Yeah.
Homegrown. That's definitely worth checking out. We got the action.
I respect DZA for it, and I like it. It works for him. He brings a lot of the newer generation artists.
Oh, absolutely.
Into his lane, and he lets them do. I forgot who he had on there. I can't think of his name. I think it's Flip De Niro.
Yeah.
But he basically let Flip go off and do his thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then he did his thing, and it was a good marriage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the first time he's done that. So I like DZA for bridging that gap.
So there's DZA. DZA got a project. Black Thought got a project I was listening to that recently came out. Damn, Actions project we said earlier. There's more, baby. There's more. I'm just trying to think of them right now. All right, now off of rap because it's staring right at me. Bryson Tiller. I know everybody was waiting for Bryson Tiller.
Yo.
That album fire. If you want some real smooth just
Yeah, I just found out about that.
R&B but
You just found out about Bryson too.
No, about him putting out the anniversary album.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you know who put me on? Dave.
that anniversary
Shout out to
album
Dave.
is tough. But other than that, y'all,
Dude.
yeah. Other than that, I don't know, man. It's been so much, man. I know I'm forgetting stuff, but whatever. I'll pass the mic.
Nah, I mean it's cool. Like you said, it's so much. So
It won't even let me go back far enough.
next week when we come back to do this again, I guess let's jump into an in-depth actual album review or two. And then we almost in December, so I think we can start putting our candidates list together.
Yeah.
let's do an episode where we just make our case for some of our favorite albums of the year. And then our last show of the year will pretty much be, our top 10s, 20s, or whatever of the year. Favorite mixtape, favorite verse, favorite feature, all that good stuff. Yeah. Anything else y'all want to throw in there before we go?
I got a little gripe. Now, we are the Brokest Podcast, And we like to talk about broke stuff. Now, listen. This pandemic has brought like a lot of like artists to the forefront. Everybody want to like create a podcast now, okay? And that's cool. It's a wide open lane. I get it. But dude, you guys, man, if you're going to do the podcast, come up with some like original content or some original questions that your last man didn't ask your man. It's like y'all just bringing the same story to the next podcast, to the next podcast, to the next podcast, because y'all all in the same game and y'all all in the same, like, I don't know, how could I say this? Y'all pretty much, y'all all always conjuring amongst each other. So we don't want to keep hearing the same Fat Joe stories on Nori's podcast. Right. On, you know what I'm saying? On freaking $1 million worth of game. We want to hear different stuff. Y'all just gonna water this shit down if y'all keep doing that. Like, ask some new questions, tell some new stories, or just stay out of the game. Cause it's turning into like a fad right now. Go make some music or something. If you can't really hold the podcast thing down, take your ass in the studio and go make some music. Stop telling the same stories that we already heard. Let's get it.
I concur. I concur to the fullest, man. We, like I said, due to some unforeseen circumstances, we was on ice, but we back. Remainder of the year, we're going to try to pump out as much content as we can. Anyone interested in shirts, make sure you hit us up. Hit Mr. DCYLP up for his merch. Hit him up to collab with him. Likewise, man, you need you a shooter, holla at me. We're talking about a photographer. Okay? Holla at me. Yeah, man, let's just be creative. If you're a creator, create. You know what I mean? And that's where it's at. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Nothing but love. We thank you. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Like this video. Share this video. You are all loved.
Thumbs up.